Closing my eyes or waiting for night I found is easier than painting the whole universe black or shrouding the sun. Because you just close your eyes and you blocking that the way of sensing the thing rather than trying to remove that sensation by covering it. Do it at the source. Go right to the source. I want to feel the base of your voice now. I don't want any more visuals. There's too much imagery anyway. I want to see the sounds. I want to feel the base of your voice quivering on the surface of my eyelids. I want to feel that electronica infused in the key of E flat minor, written in common time and moving at 104 beats per minute. I want to hear the rapping over a 4-to-the-floor rhythmic pattern with Nietzsche's "What does not kill him makes him stronger." Reciting the Nietzsche hook 4 times on the 4th, and then the outro, synth-heavy breakdown and angelic backing vocals, sombre electric guitars. You've got a mug, you got it for your 30th birthday, remember, and it says on it, "I orbited the sun 30 times and all I got was this stupid mug." It's sun and sun, it's Hamlet's pun, and he says he's in the sun too much, but he means the pressures of being air. Sun, S-O-N. No, not air, air, with an H and an E and an I. I-E, I before E, except after C. After C, except in air. No, not C, the letter C. C, air. I wondered what the Earth would look like if we took the sea away, and I imagined the waters went right to the Earth's core, but apparently they go nowhere near. It's just a thin film. It's just a film, it's not real. But how can you cry at it when you know that they're actors? That's what I don't understand. A crocodile it is, and you can see right through him. We're inventorying all the animals that are invisible, making an archive, a list of all of those invisible animals. The transparent glass frog, the ice fish, the minuscule 8-legged demodex mites that nestle head down inside the follicles and feast unnoticed on skin cells, the ones that loiter in nerve cells, the 8% of your genome, you know. And there's 500 species inside the human gut. You're an ecosystem. There's a biofilm of little arthropods eating and mating on your face at night, and stretches of DNA from viruses that infected your ancestors millions of years ago are spliced into your DNA. Switch from the microscope to the macroscope, and I'm walking around Canary Wharf. Thomson Reuters HQ is floating in the windows of Fitch Ratings. Looking up, desk plants getting smaller, layer by layer by layer, story by story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 31, 32, 33, 34, 108, 109, 110, 111, 400. Glance back down, street plants in cartoon shapes, trying to look more like themselves. I'm compiling a list of all the reflections. We walked through the Science Museum. You were in a mood because you thought that I was in a mood, but I wasn't in a mood. I just thought that you were in a mood. But apparently you weren't. You just thought that I was, which is why it looked like you were, even though you weren't. But later I would find out that the reason that I like you is because, despite having no family connections, several of our genes are the same. We're not fixed forms, you know. We're just moments of alignment between different elements. I then calculated how much your body would be worth if we sold it off, sold all the trace elements in it. But it turns out that that varies depending on how you market it. It's worth an arm and a leg, so they say, but an arm and a leg isn't actually worth that much. The potassium is probably the most expensive part. It's a few quid at most. But we're trying to get to know each other better. A conversation starter. I say, my favourite machine is called a boring machine. It digs tunnels for Crossrail. You don't respond. I say, I used to eat fragments of buildings I liked, the most imposing ones. I like to allow them to inhabit me for a change, to go inside me rather than me go inside them. But you didn't respond. You just told me that you wanted to be powerful. That was your ambition, to be powerful, but not too powerful. You said that that would be too much responsibility. And you definitely didn't want to be God, you said, because you thought there'd be too much admin. I didn't know what to say really, so I just said we should encourage people to walk more efficiently. That this would save us millions if people walk faster, because people, like, they just dilly-dally around, don't they, looking at their phones and stuff. And at Canary Wharf they don't. They all walk quite robotically, and they queue at the underground station, which they don't do anywhere else. And you nodded. You looked sceptical, but you nodded, and you asked, shall we paint everything green? You said, it's calming. And I, quite wryly, replied, overground orange versus EasyJet orange. They're quite similar, but they're not that similar if you look closely. And you said, you can buy that in cans, you know, the new car smell. And you said that they use it in valets. You were agreeing, but I mean, it was like a conversation, but it didn't quite join up. But we didn't really mind. You pressed your eyeballs into my eyeballs, and we talked about how Google Glass has patented pay per gaze as a way of monetizing advertising based on how long we look at it and which parts of the screen we look at and what emotions are evoked. My feeling of longing combined with inadequacy were worth 18 pence in 2017, apparently. So now we're boiling up objects on your camping stove, small gas camping stove, and we're staring into the vapours that the objects evaporate under the tea towel. And we're looking now through all the keyholes in the street, because you said that you want to get closer to the neighbours. We wanted to see inside their lives and see how they live, a kind of anti-social networking. I bought you a telescope from Maplin because it was on special offer at the one in Tottenham Hale, and from that day on you experienced the world 100 metres away from yourself. You said that you like to have some distance because it helps you to reflect on things. And then we attached angled mirrors to billboards and posters on the tube and in the street to reveal hidden patterns and images and forms, and we were re-editing the world in the visual language that we seem to share. I asked you to look as far as you can, look back, and remember until it goes blurry. And you did, and I said, remember when that fortune teller woman reckoned that you were going to die on the 7th of November because she couldn't see beyond that? But it turned out it was actually her that died on that day, and you were fine. In fact, you won £10 on the lottery in the evening, and in the morning you said that someone on the tube had said that they really liked your new shoes. You've got to try to make your mark on history so that you'll be remembered in the future. And there's this compulsion that I have at the moment, which is I invite tradesmen to visit me at museums and give me quotes for converting the museums into grand designs that I've scribbled drawings of in my notebook. So this time I'm walking around the V&A is with Ernst and Sergi, and they met each other back in Lithuania at the Construction Skills College in 1994, they say. So I'm wearing a suit and a badge, and I've got a made-up job title on the badge, and even the invigilators presume that I'm staff. Ernst and Sergi are knocking on the walls of the Tibetan rooms as we walk through it. You know, the way that my dad and Kirsty Alsop do it. Saying things like, you'd knock that through, wouldn't you? Rhetorically. Open plan living. And my bedroom will be in the Viking bit.